says we're live.
All right. Hello, people. I see we have folks in the house.
Yep, we have a few people. We have Paula and Arlene. And, well, hi, Peg. That's all I see, I think. Arlene and Paula and Marie. Hello, Marie. People will be rolling in soon.
Yeah.
Today we're playing with fluid media, which could be anything from watercolor to water-soluble crayons to, it looks like Peg's getting out some magicals, brushos, you know, any of those type of things. I've got some fluid acrylics, acrylic ink to play with, and I don't know what else, but we're going to do fluid stuff. So that's what we're doing. Welcome, Becky. Welcome, Andrea. People rolling in. So it looks like Peg's got some pages and maybe a canvas. I've got some smaller things. You know, I've been working on the 100-day project. It just started, and today's day 5. And I'm going to work on this little canvas and do a mixed media piece on that. Then I also have these little treat boxes. This one's kind of wet, so I'll show you what they look like. I cut them out of watercolor paper, but they've already got the score lines, and this is a die that I got from In Love Arts. And I do have a coupon code for 20% off that I can put below, as well as the link to this treat box if anybody's interested. But I thought I would make these for my family for Valentine's Day, and then fill them with M&Ms because they're pretty small. But I haven't actually folded one up yet, but I wanted to try some watercolor techniques on those, and then I was going to work on my canvas after that. Well, because when you're doing fluid things, like Peg was saying earlier, you got to have multiple things going because they have to dry, right?
Right.
So, yeah. That's what I'm going to do. What are you going to do, Peg?
Well, right now I am just swatching some stuff because I haven't had these magicals out in a while. And I had an idea of a couple of things I wanted to do today, but I wasn't sure what I wanted to work with. I have my pan set of Sennelier. This is a 12 half pan set that I bought at Jerry's Artorama some time ago. And then I added these colors to it because I really liked these. So I got these tubes and then added another row in here where they usually have the travel brush. So you can actually fit 3 rows into this half pan set. And so I pulled this out because I didn't know if I wanted to work with some watercolor. I'm going to let this dry down naturally because I want to see how these things turn out. And when you work with magicals, you have absolutely no idea what you're going to end up with. Because if you look at the lid of this, it looks like a yellow. This is very gold and orangey. It has some metallic in it. So this is called Golden Sleigh Bells. And I just bought these in sets. I think you can still get these in sets on Amazon.
But I have a couple of those sets, and I haven't had those out in so long.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, is that, we need to pull out some of these things that are just sitting in the drawer. And because it was fluid, I thought, well, what do I have that's fluid that I haven't had out in a while? So I'm just taking my brush, dipping it in, getting a little bit of that, dropping it into the wet on the page. And you can make it as intense as you want. I'm adding more, get a little more intense. Much like watercolor, but they're vibrant. They're very vibrant, and I like that.
I think the ones at least a couple of the sets I have shimmer in them.
Yes. And they have flat ones and they have shimmer ones. These are from Lindy's Stamp Gang originally. And so it depends on whether you like flat or shimmer, which one you would purchase for your stash. This one is called Mango Mania.
I wonder if I can reach those. Where are they?
And
Yeah, here they
I
are.
wanted to do some reds and some golds and some purples. This one is Autumn Maple Crimson. That sounds really pretty.
I think
So
I
get a
used to
little bit
just
of
get
that.
my brush wet and then just like, it's powder, so you could just get the tiniest little bit and then you can put it on your water. And it would add a little shimmer. Bring it out a little bit.
So that
No,
is
you won't
awesome.
be able to see the shimmer till it's dry. That one was Lucky Shamrock. Let's see if I got a pink. Autumn Maple Crimson. That sounds pretty.
That's what it says it is. Let's see what this hibiscus looks like. This looks like a really nice hot pink.
Yeah, I was going to say, that sounds like hot pink.
For Valentine's, right? Let me get a clean brush here.
Yeah.
Drop some more water on my page.
Maybe some of this red hot poker orange.
Oh, look at that. Woo! Oh, yeah. Hi, Barbara. So we've got Barbara, Marie, Michael Ann, Vicky, Paula. Just trying to scroll back. Beck's here. Hi, Beck. Yeah, we're getting a number of different people in here, so this is good. That was hibiscus rose. And it does look like a hibiscus, doesn't it?
Okay, so I'm going to put a stencil on this.
And
maybe block some of the edges because the
it's really hoping for
to go down and make puddles.
There's a
I'm going
pineapple.
to set this aside to dry. And I did another one earlier so that you guys could see what happens when you just leave the stencil on there to dry naturally. I don't know how dry this other one is yet, but we can look at it and see if it's dry. Clean up the mess, this mess really quick. Or else I'm going to get it on the back. Love this mat that Peg sent me, this Ranger silicone.
Oh, I'm glad.
Because it cleans up so dang easy.
Yeah.
So this is what it looks like when you use watercolors with a stencil and just let it dry. There's still a few puddles, but all I did was what you just saw me do, which is to put the watercolor on first and then put the stencil over it and let it dry. And it just leaves you with the pattern. Kind of a similar idea to doing it with the alcohol ink. So I'm just going to let that dry. And I wanted to try one other thing real quick that I had in my brain that I wanted to find out if it works or not. So we'll find out. You know, I love resist techniques. I just adore them. When you put something on and then it preserves what's underneath while you put something over the top, it resists. And you can do it with a lot of things like gesso and different, like Frisket, if you're doing watercolor, that's a resist, or, you know, rubber cement, crayon, just plain old crayon. But I have this pencil from Jerry's Artorama that they call oil impregnated charcoal. Now, first of all, I don't know how you get white charcoal, because to me charcoal seems like it should be black or gray. But you know, who knows? I wanted to find out if it would resist. So I'm just going to make a pattern on here with my white pencil and see what happens. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, you know?
Well, and there are lots of other things that we can use for resist too. One of the things that one of my friends sent me recently, and please send her prayers. She's struggling with brain tumors right now, but Amy had sent me these wax resist sticks, and I'm not sure where she got them from. Oh, Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby has these wax resist sticks, which are just like a clear crayon.
Yep, just a crayon. I've done that with just actual crayons, and then also the ones from, you know, when you dye eggs.
Yeah.
They'll just give you like just a plain old wax stick.
Yeah.
But I just love resist. I just wondered if this Jerry's Artarama one would do it or not. I'm curious. I'm a curious kitten, so let's find out if it does it. I don't know. I also have one other one here that I thought I would try, which is this solid marker, which is like a solid paint in a marker. Don't know if it'd work or not. We can find out.
I like these Strathmore watercolor journals. They're in really nice size, especially if you're just playing around, trying out different techniques. This is, I have a bunch of these that I bought when they were on sale. It's got 48 pages in it, and I just use them for things like this, you know, where I'm testing or playing. And the thing is, you can come back and doodle over the top of those pieces that you're playing with. So it makes a really nice journal for, you know, just daily art practice kind of stuff when you're playing around. This was one that I made out of watercolor paper. And I made the signatures to go in here. So, I mean, for a small travel one, this is nice too. I also grabbed this morning, I grabbed some silks because they are very fluid.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I remember those.
you know, I've got this stuff in my stash that I have not used in a while, and I need to be looking at what I got in my stash and using things up before they go bad, you know. So I may pull out some of these to use today. Let's just go over. I've got she was talking about resist. One of the things I did this morning was I put some gesso on this page.
Gesso resists.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, you know, it doesn't really totally resist, but it does react differently to those water-soluble medium. So I put gesso down through a stencil, and I wanted kind of a fanciful background. So I'm going to grab some of these magicals that I've got out here. And let's just try. I want to get a big wash brush.
So the answer is Jerry's Artarama charcoal impregnated jumbo pencil does not resist, but it made marks anyway because it pushed down the paper. It made like a ditch, and the watercolor is running into it. So that ought to be interesting. Anyway, let's try this solid paint marker and see if it resists. Because now I'm curious. I have a few more of these things, so I'm kind of thinking no on this one. But we'll find out. Whoops. Forgot to take the top off.
What other colors do I want to use here? Let me grab some of these grab some of these silks. See just how they react to the water.
I can't remember what the silks are made out of. I think they're acrylic, aren't they?
I think they are. And
like
actually, this one looks pretty dried up. So let me get a different brush and see if I can even get any of it out of here.
I don't like the way
this is what happens when you get to the bottom of the jar. I mean, at least it was at the bottom of the jar, but that one is definitely, they act like glazes. Let me put a little water in there and see if it reactivates at all.
Stinky.
Oh yeah, I'm getting a little bit of something there. So remember last week we were doing things, making our own glazes. So I'm just painting this down. And I don't know if you guys can see this image or not. Let me get a little bit of this blue maybe.
Oh, I was wrong. Solid paint marker resists. For those who care. It makes a fat mark because it's a big fat thing, but it definitely 100% resists. For sure, for sure.
And I want to get some water. If I can find my squirter bottle. And moisten that. So I want it to move around. Oops. And I need a towel. Get one of my paint rags here. And I'm just going to let that move on the page here.
I like that color.
I'm liking that. So that's going to be my background for my fantasy page. Or where I'm starting with on this anyway.
AJLX Fantasy. That's our hashtag this month, isn't it?
Yep. And let's add a little bit of this iridescent calligraphy ink. This is a Doc Martin.
That is definitely a resist right there. Welcome, Vicki. Welcome, Ingrid. I'm glad you're here.
Move that down the page a little bit too.
I should try somewhere else. Big messes. I think I'm going to do one more with the stencil. Since I have one more little box here, I might as well just go ahead and do it, right? Where's my dang wet rubber? There it is.
So I've got a little bit of the dragon tail there. I want to add some of that dark in around there. Kind of like the night sky, right? Get across his back.
So I've got this other color over here.
And this is going to dry down, so it'll be lighter than it is currently, but this will be making a nice background for my fantasy page to get me going.
Oh, that's right. It's the panes. Great. I remember now. I have a lot of guys in my family, so it's a good thing to make darker stuff. I don't know. That's probably a stereotype. Since my middle son, California kid, just loves bright colors. He wears bright orange shirts, and I mean, he's all about the bright.
Yeah. My grandson, oh, I love him to death. He has like rainbow shoes and stuff. And when he ordered his tennis shoes that had all these colors and things on them, he says to me, well, Grandma, you know, I'm just a colorful kid. I said, yeah, honey, I know that about you. Oh, gotta love them.
Those shoes that I made on my channel a couple years ago when I painted shoes and stuff on my channel.
Yeah.
Those were for my kid. He just loves color, which is kind of funny. I mean, he's just kind of a strange kid. I guess he's not a kid anymore. He's turning 27.
Yeah.
Like on Valentine's Day.
So one of the fun things about, you know, having these watercolor things already done is once they've dried down, and I would let these dry for 24 hours, you know, just making sure that when you go over the top of it with one of your pens or something, that it's not going to ruin your pen then if these have had plenty of time to dry. But what a fun combination to do fluid medium, and I don't care whether it's fluid paint, fluid watercolor, fluid magical, whatever you're doing that's fluid. Those fluid backgrounds are wonderful.
See how this one turned out. I think that's cool. Just a subtle pattern that I can go back.
Yeah.
Go back and doodle or something later. It's definitely not dry. It also leaves watercolor on your stencils, so the next time you go to use your stencil, you might be surprised. Surprise!
Yeah, we do a lot of that. Because the stuff doesn't always hit the water bucket, you know?
No. All right, so that's those 5 things that I had. And then I'm going to start on my day. What did I say? It was day 5. How am I ever going to keep track of 100 days? I did order.
Yeah. I
did order.
Nice chunk. You're going to have to put it on your calendar, I guess. Count them off.
72. This is what 72 5x7 canvas panels looks like.
Wow.
It was a student pack. I'm like, okay, well, I don't have 100, so, you know, I don't already have 100. And I think it was only like $29 or something on Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
For 72 of them. I figured that would finish me up with the 100. All right, I'm going to start with this one. This one is not a 5x7, I don't think. I think it's something smaller than that. 4x6. 6. I have these little teeny tiny wooden easels. You ever seen those? I think I got them at Walmart.
Yeah, I
I
have.
figured
And
this
actually, I
would
think there's a number of places that carry them. I think Michael's has them.
and Amazon has them too, because I looked.
Yeah.
But if you're not going out, which I'm not, you can just order your stuff in. I wanted to put another layer of gesso on this. I think I'm going to get some of my white gesso. Can't see it on my page here, on my thing here. And I'm going to tint it. And I also had gotten out some papers I might use on this one. Looks like they're reds and pinks. These might be what I use for my mixed media collage today. Who knows which ones are in what format, because this is completely random. You never know what's going to come out, and that's a good thing. That's how it should be. But those were the colors that attracted me when I was looking through my pile this morning. I think I'm going to
see that's starting to dry down a little bit now.
I've got some fluid primary acrylic, which is a fluid media paint. And I thought I would tint my gesso a little bit pink. A little bit rosy, a little bit blushy. Just because, you know, the colors this month for our group are Freesia and Flirt. So pinks, oranges, yellows, those type of colors are what we're doing in our group, in our art joy sharing group. This month, I need a flat brush. Where is a flat brush? Where are all my brushes? They seem to be. Oh, they're all sitting in the water. That's where they're at. That's not cool. And the water is not clean either. It's nasty. But these panels come pre-gessoed. So sometimes I just like to put another coat on. Whoa, there was the dog. Oh, she's barking.
That's not reaching far enough. I get
an evil dog must have walked by. Heavens, what have that?
So I think I may add some magicals to this page later just to give it a little bit of sparkle, but I'm going to set the silks and magicals aside for the moment, and I'm going to start with those Sennelier.
I'm going to shut my studio door.
Start with the Sennelier paints that I have here.
Those people are too noisy today.
All right, what did I do with my color swatches? Good grief.
I didn't take them.
You didn't? Are you sure?
I'm absolutely sure it wasn't me. I don't even make my own swatches. Why would I want yours?
No. I don't know. I don't know what I do with my stuff.
You set it somewhere and then you pile something else on top of it and it gets buried. That's what happens to me.
Yeah.
And then I go look around and I'm like, I know it was right here. It's buried somewhere in piles. All right.
I think I'm gonna pull out some of the reds and yellows and things that are in the February mood board. There's purple and some tealy color and the darks. There's a lot of contrast in this. So I think I'm going to start with that. I don't even know what I got on this page already. There's some squiggly stuff on there. Oh well. Oh well. So I'm going to start with I really wish I had my color swatch. Stand up and look, Peg. Move stuff around. This is
that's
bad.
good stuff.
Just had it. Crazy woman.
I'm going to use some fluid stuff, so let's go with...
Because I set it in a drawer. Or not. So when I look at this, you can see that this primary red is coming out. That these yellow ochre and the primary yellow and all of that. So I mean, I'm using some of the colors here off of this. Okay. Feel better now. I've got the colors in front of me. Thanks, Barb.
Hi, Terry. Hi, Cindy Bagley.
And
Welcome,
Laura.
welcome. Hi,
Hi,
Laura. People are still rolling in.
Yeah. So let's start with a little bit of that yellow ochre.
Okay, let's see what we can get here.
The other thing, okay, the other thing that got me going this morning as I was thinking about the month, it's February, right? So I started thinking about Pisces. What's Pisces? Well, it's fish.
Yes, it is, because guess what? I'm a Pisces.
So I thought I'd paint a fish, right?
Thank you for saying that, Vicki. Just talking about thumbs ups. All right, let's get some red on here. I'm just all about the warm colors. So this is acrylic ink. Somebody left me a comment somewhere. Can't remember which platform it was on, and they're like, "I bought acrylic ink. I blame you."
You just
It is probably my fault.
I think I need to wet these down a little bit more. Sorry, there's not enough room on these screens for everything. Hi, Maggie. Hi, Linda. Glad you could join us. So let's see. I want to do. Do I want a? Let's do the cobalt blue hue. Get a little bit of that mixed in here. In case you hadn't guessed, this is a trout. I don't know why. It just, came to me this morning. Fish, trout, colorful fish, right?
That's funny. I would go straight for tropical fish myself because I'm like, I don't know.
Well, but you're closer to the ocean.
Well, I mean, I'm sort of close to the ocean.
We have the streams here. We have the.
True.
This is a fish that my dad would have been out angling for.
Yeah, when I grew up, there was a lot of. We ate that, and I never enjoyed it because it was bony. And I just was not a fan of the whole bony thing. Like, why you gotta have bones? Gina is also blaming me for acrylic ink. She's apparently ordered some.
Oh my gosh.
I'm such a
Hi,
nice
Debbie. You guys didn't see Debbie's interview this week. You better go back and watch it. She's pretty interesting.
Have you seen the stuff she's been posting in the group?
Yeah. I'm in awe.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't have any flotsam and jetsam from any oceans, but I sure love that.
Well, I know that when next I go to walk the beach, I will be looking for some of that stuff. I've never found any of the sea glass. I have gotten it in the craft store before.
Yeah, sea glass is pretty awesome. I love sea glass jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
Drip, drip, drip. Stop making bubbles. Just drip, drip. No bubbles. Why you gotta make bubbles?
Oh, hit that one, didn't I? If you have, because I'm working wet on wet, if you have a little flow out like that, just grab a tissue and it'll mop up just fine. Let's see. I want some Payne's gray. I want some darks in here.
Because why wouldn't you want Payne's gray? What's a great color?
No, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want Payne's gray? I want to add a little bit of this. Brown it out a bit. Brown it out a bit. My favorites. I'm going to take a little bit of that blue and add just a touch of that pinky tone because I want kind of a purple. And I don't have any of that in this palette, so I do want some of those purple tones in here.
Of course.
As Shel says, add the purple.
Purple's the best color.
And maybe even just a touch of green over here to complement the purple. I'm getting a hard edge here because I didn't keep it wet. So let's take that back. Okay, let's keep going with Payne's gray. Put it down here in his. I think they call this a bill on a fish like that. That's got kind of a peak to it. I don't know. Do you guys know?
I would never have thought of it being called a bill, but that would make sense. right?
beak or a bill or something like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's see, I need to add a few more darks. That's really wet. Really, really wet.
Well, we are doing fluid media. So if it's not wet, it's probably not fluid. Where's my pokey tool? There it is. Scratchy, 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 scratchy. Sometimes you just want to scratch. Rawr. It's not very wet anymore. I'm gonna scratch it. Makes a very satisfying sound. Sometimes when you're like, grr.
Hmm.
All right, we need to get some hot pink in here. Ingrid, that's a good idea. Some of them do share it on the screen, but it would maybe be nice to have some links or something. She's talking about being able to see the work when we're having an artist interview.
Mm-hmm. That would mean that we were prepared.
Yes, that would mean that we asked for the work beforehand instead of just.
That would be a lovely idea.
Primary cyan, fluid acrylic. I think I want just a little pointy brush. What kind of little pointy brush can I get? Or maybe I don't. Maybe I want. What kind of brush do I want? I don't know. Maybe I don't want a brush at all. Maybe I want a tool. That's probably what I want. I probably want a tool. So I can make some mark. This is a fun tool. I like it. This is a silicone tip tool. I don't know. Yeah, I've done painting for a while. Maybe I want to switch to collage. Didn't really shake that one up very well, did I? I mean, that's why it was so translucent. I thought it shouldn't be that translucent. What color is this? Rose de Venice. Venetian pink. It came out really red. Oh, I never did put on any of this
Oops.
bright pink, did I?
You can see the fish, Peggy? Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to lay in some of the vivid color. I will probably come back with some other inks and things over the top. I just wanted to get the base of the fish going here. And I'm starting to dry this down a little bit because it's very wet. And, you know, watercolor and very wet. Yeah. But he'll have a, I don't know if you know about fish, but they've got this kind of lip that comes down like this. They've got this bill. I guess it's called a bill that, you know, wraps around here. Like so. This gill. His eye is going to fit right up in here. This is where his fin is going to come in. And he's rainbow trout, so he's going to be spotted. Hi, Julie. Gave him an eye. Yeah, eyes are important. Gotta have those, right?
I'm not enjoying this bleed out right here. It's really bugging me. Oh well. I don't think I put any art card on. Now I've got paint all over my hands. Okay, I think it's time for collage.
Just trying to add a few more colors in here. I think I'm overworking it now just because it's
a
still wet.
live stream and
I
we're
need to
That's why.
let this dry down a little bit so that I can come back and work that some more. I am going to add, oops, I'm going to add some more the speckles, I think. Oops, see, now that's way too wet. Maybe even do the speckles. So that all definitely needs to dry. I like where it's headed. It's just not ready to work further. It's on the side. So that will dry down and I'll work that some more. This was the resist one. It's almost ready to start working again, but I've got that other wet stuff underneath there. So you can see the dragon's head. So this will become a fantasy page for the group. But you can start to see where some of these colors on the mood board are influencing me. And I may come back with some of the woodies or something like that over the top of this. They are also fluid because, you know, you can add, I can take my woody and I've got a puddle of water sitting there. But I can add some more color in some of those areas that I think need additional color help with the woody. And just take a damp brush, not a soaking wet brush, and I can blend some of that out and add some more vibrancy. As I continue to work this piece. How are we doing time-wise? Okay.
I don't think we're running out, are we?
All right. So I'm liking where this is going. It needs more work. And these have dried down now, so you can see, can you guys see the shimmer on that golden sleigh? Got a lot of shimmer in that one. This are definitely more flat color. And I don't know if it said that on the, oops, I don't know if it said that on the packaging itself. I think a lot of times these magicals will say whether they're flat or not on them. Or at least when you purchase them, I think it'll tell you whether they're flat or shimmery, iridescent, whatever. But you can also add these to pastes and gels and things. And I may end up doing that on our magical page, on our dragon page. Okay, see, here I am again. That's why this stuff dries out, because there's the there's the thing with no lid on it. Oh, good grief. I am such a harebrain, scatterbrain. I will find it, though. I promise you. Shel was talking about, you know, some of those cheap brushes. These are some of those cheap brush sets, like from Amazon, if you're doing that Oriental calligraphy stuff.
Don't like that cheap those cheap brushes at all.
Well, I do in some respects. Like if I'm, let me see, where's my, let me see here if I can reactivate any of this ink. Nope, I'm going to have to add some. This is some of that Chinese ink. And this one has the gold black, so you can see the gold in the black, so it's got the iridescence. Let me get this fish out of the road.
Yeah, fishes aren't supposed to be in the road.
Yeah.
Just saying, you know, no fishes in the road.
And I was going to tell you, you know, if you don't feel comfortable just sketching your own fish, one of the things that you can look at are some of these like Stencil Girl stencils from Gwen LaFleur that have all these different fish on them. This is a good place to start from.
Oh, I love that fish stencil.
Yeah.
From Gwen. Yeah.
It's a fun one. So if I want to just grab a journal here. If I just want to take a page like this, add a few fish, you know, that's easy enough to do with a stencil. And then you can colorize this one. I love this fish, is so much fun. He's got attitude. I don't know about you guys, but I love fish with attitude. So I'm going to throw this up here. And this is just a starting point. So I'm just kind of putting some ink in there so that I can show you where the fish is. And then I can come back with some fluid acrylics and start painting him out. What do I have here? I have some no, I don't want that. I want something fluid. Let me get, because we're doing fluids today, let me get my Deco Art Media fluid acrylic. And I'm just going to grab a contrasting color here.
Guess we'll need that back.
And a brush. And just kind of rough in where this fish is going to go. Because that's what a stencil is. It's a tool to get you started. You know, it's not the finished product. It's just something to get you going. So there's a nice start to a fish on this page. Little goldfish, right? And then if I want to use the same fish over again, I just flip the stencil, go in the opposite direction so he's swimming the other way, and do it again.
Those are fun.
So you got the mama fish and the papa fish. And then you can start layering on top of those.
Okay.
And they can become fantasy fish, right? So back to the ink and the pens. This Chinese ink. I think is a fun fluid thing. And these little fine brushes, you can just, you know, reach out on the end of the brush, grab the end of it, and just, you know, make your little marks with your brush. So it looks like some language. And I don't really put a heavy grip on this. I just grab the end and just kind of do my scroll work. If you guys want to see somebody who does this really well, you can go watch Robin McClendon. She does it. As does Patty Tolly Parrish does a lot of this scripting. But it's easy to do, and it just adds that other dimension. And I do like these little ones for that. I also have this these you can get to hold your brushes, and they're just like from the beauty supply stuff. I mean, I have my wooden one that I got years ago for my water brushes. But if you've got multiple things on your desk, like I do, if you've got multiple things on your desk and you have more brushes than places to put them, you know, there's my wooden one for my water brushes. These are cheap and easy to get from the beauty supply. You can see what happens with these. These are those Lebanson brushes. These are handmade brushes. I've got one of these just to try it and see how I liked it. And you see what happens is these kind of flare out, but when you wet it, it pulls back into a nice point. And then I can do all kinds of mark making. And they're a very nice brush. I did not get the expensive stuff. I got, you know, just one to try. Because I'm like that. I have to try stuff. Got to try it, right? But this makes nice marks. Just random fun. Just trying to read some of what's going on. What is that weird noise in the background? I don't hear a weird noise. You talking about Shel's chair squeaking?
Could be that. My chair squeaks. This.
My fish is blowing bubbles. I don't think so. I mean, I have my water here. This is just one of those little rinsing containers. Do you hear me clicking my rinsing container with my brush?
It's probably my chair.
Cheshire cat, but he's invisible. Sounds like a purring cat. I think it's the chair. The chair has kind of a purring sound. I think it sounds like something purring.
I probably need to get my son to try to fix it.
So if I just drop, let me just take some of these magicals.
I don't know.
And let's just drop a little bit.
Not loving it. Not loving it.
Not loving it?
Probably need some mark making.
Whoops, that was a lot.
Push the door.
That was not a little magical. That
Push
was
the
a lot
door.
magical.
Come on. You can come. You make it. Just push the door. Just push it.
Okay, so I put a little bit of the
There you go.
hibiscus rose. And let's do a little bit of this pineapple
Yes, I see you. I
paradise.
see you. Okay, we're going to there, okay? Can you go get in your bed?
I'm just sprinkling the magicals on here. Because this will make a fun background too. Put the cap back on because I don't want to wet those as I spritz. And then I'm just going to get my spray bottle. Put those out of the way. Find a spray bottle. I know I have one out here because I used it.
Didn't take it.
Well, if first you don't find the right one, use a different one.
Sounds like a good plan.
So here we are again with the February mood board colors. You can see what I did is I just put some of those magicals down on top of those marks that I made with that Chinese calligraphy ink. I like this little candy heart that's poking up here. It says, "Be true."
Mm.
Hmm. That's just a heart I had cut out for something else that was sitting on my desk. Nope, not the chair, they say.
Maybe it's someone's using one of those blowers outside.
Oh.
You know those
Constant
annoying ear
noise,
blower
like a
things?
waterfall.
It's like you pay some guys to come in and clean something up, and instead they just blow it out of the way.
Yeah,
It's one of those. Well, it could be that.
could be.
And a really loud airplane just went by. I live in the airspace of an Air Force base. So sometimes there's really loud airplanes.
Oh boy, I need to sharpen that. Down to a stub. Yeah, your neighborhood seems like they always want to come in and do the yard work on the day we're broadcasting, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Well, they just always want to do the yard work.
Yeah.
I mean, it never stops.
Old fan needs to be oiled. Beck says when you live next to the airport, you don't notice the planes until they aren't flying over. How true.
True. I don't live near it. It's like actually it takes almost an hour to get there, but I live within the airspace of where the jets are flying around.
Mm-hmm.
So they're loud. Oh, that's neat.
Got a little Bombay ink here.
Did you say flambe ink?
Bombay.
I was gonna say you're gonna light it on fire.
Well, I could.
Yeah, you
Do
could.
that. It wasn't my intention, but I could. This is a pretty blue. See what I can do with that.
I need to find a couple more of those tiny little guys. These guys.
Wish I knew what I did with that other squirt bottle.
Oh.
I guess this one's okay. I just, you always want what you want.
Yeah, I'm overthinking. Way, way, way overthinking. Like I do.
Mm-hmm.
I should just stop fussing. I do like these little tiny bits though. I was die cutting yesterday and I kept these little pieces that were in the center of the die cuts.
Okay, Maggie, thanks for stopping in.
It's almost time, probably, right?
She said her granddaughter's got remote learning today, so. And there's a lot of that going on.
Yep. Okay, I'm happier with that since I put the blue napkins in, stained napkins. I'll put just a little bit of that darker blue marks. Where did the rest of these former bubbles? What color was that? Primary cyan. Just need a couple of them up here. Okay. Then maybe just a little bit of Posca pen and this will be done. I might need to do some Posca penning. Like you do.
Joann's would really like you to do an online order. I bet they would. Bet they would. So once again, this is very wet. You know, we're working with wet media. So this is going to need to dry down. But that was just, you know, playing with different things on my desk. Made a mess of that. But that, to me, is inspired by that mood board.
Maybe instead of Posca pen, I'll use.
Oh, look, there's one of those little travel brushes. I don't know where that came from. More stuff shows up on my desk. Oh my gosh. Let's see how our other pages are doing here. Okay, this is drying down nicely. You see my dragon there is in the background. You can see the shimmer.
Oh yeah, I should check mine.
Got a lot of nice shimmer in there. And then there's our fish is coming along too. Let me get this out of the way.
Did I end up underneath shimmer? Is this? Oh yeah, this one has a little bit of shimmer. That's the one that had the shimmer.
See how our watercolor crowd is doing here.
I'm curious to see how these fold.
It's drying down nicely. But this would be a fun one to do some of that writing on. You know, the Asian style writing.
Those need some more work, but they'll be fun. This needs some more work. For sure.
Let's see what people are saying here. Can't see what? The fish? The heart? This is the fish page. And then this still has a lot of work to do because it's just the resist done with the gesso. And we put those magicals and things on there. So, I mean, this is going to take a lot more work to finish out that page. This one, I'm pretty sure is going to take some line work and some other things on top. But I like where it's going. I like what I have so far. This one was just, you know, playing around with stuff and using that mood board colors for inspiration. You know, the yellows, the pinky reds, all of that. Thanks, Arlene.
That thing's acting crazy.
Barb says they're near the hospital, so they often hear the helicopters flying in. I think somebody else was talking about the helicopters that are moving people that are in need of assistance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're talking about loud things that fly over, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to put some white on there, and then I think this is going to be done. This will be my day 5.
Yeah, I was looking at this one, and I think adding a little white back into this, you know, like I like this I love you with a little white heart. The be true on there would be, you know, so I mean that can, but this is still wet. You know, we're still working wet.
Yep, wet, wet, wet. I got wet stuff too.
So thanks for being with us, guys.
Yeah.
It was fun hanging out with you. There is one change to the schedule at the end of the month. I am going in for my second COVID shot the very last week. So that'll be the only change this month that I can tell you about so far. But looks like you had a lot of fun there, Shel.
Yeah, I plan to do this for 100 days. I'm in a really good headspace right now, so I'm actually having fun in the studio.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
That does look like a trout.
It's on the way. It's on the way to being a trout. So anyway, we've got a number of things done for today, and we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you again next time.
Yep.
Have a great afternoon, like Julie says. Bye, guys.